Hi, good morning students. How are you? I hope all of you are well. Student, please look this view. You look, this is a beautiful flowering plants. You look, so many beautiful flowering plants are there. Okay, but you look, this is also another flowering plants. Okay, this is another species of plants. You look in this grassland, is there have only one species of plants? Please pause the video and give the answer. Yes, there have so many species of plants in this grassland. If you not believe, please look once again. You look. This is the one species of plants. This is the another species of plants. This is the another species of plants, and those are the particular species of plants. Okay, you look. So, this unit of environment means this unit of environment where the living organisms, living plants and non-living factors like the soil, waters are present and they are interacting with each other. This is known as the ecosystem, and in this ecosystem, which ecosystem student? You look, grassland ecosystem. In this grassland ecosystem, there have diversity of plant species. What is diversity? Diversity means variety. This is the one species. This is the another species. This is the another species. Okay. This diversity of plant species living in this grassland, this is known as the plant species diversity. Okay. So, I think you understood what is biodiversity. Biodiversity means variety of living organisms, variety of living plants, variety of living animals, and varieties of living microorganisms are living or present in our earth. This is known as the biodiversity. Student, please look the another grassland. This is a beautiful plants. This is the another species. Okay, and you look in this grassland, there have the diversity of plant species. Diversity of plant species means different species of plants are living in this grassland. This is known as the diversity of plants. So student, in this chapter we are going to discuss about the biodiversity and its conservation. Now look student, what is called biodiversity and who give this term? Edward Wilson give this term biodiversity. So what is the definition? You look, biodiversity refers to varieties of life form and habitat found in a definite area. Varieties of life form means varieties of living animals, varieties of living plants and varieties of living microorganisms are living in our planets. This is known as the biodiversity. Okay, and their home is known as the habitat. Okay, so biodiversity is the varieties of life form and habitats found in a particular area or in our planet. If you think about our planet, that is the biodiversity of our earth, and if you think in a particular area, in your particular area which varieties of living organisms are present, this is the biodiversity of that particular area. Next student, you look, it represents the totality of the gene, species and ecosystem of a given region. Okay, means diversity of gene of a particular species, that is known as the genetic diversity. Diversity of species living in a particular area is known as the species diversity, and in our country or in a particular large area, so many ecosystems are present. This is known as the ecosystem diversity. You look student, levels of biodiversity. Levels of biodiversity, you look, biodiversity has been subdivided into 3 levels. Genetic diversity means, I have told, diversity at gene level means you think we all are the human, but our characteristic is different, means our body characters are different. Okay, means I want to say some are short heighted, some are long heighted. Okay, means second example, please listen. Some, suppose all of your friends coming from tuition, okay, coming from tuition, during that time rainfall take place, okay. All of everybody just not taken the umbrella, so you think, so in this rainfall some student feel sick but some student not, okay. So this is the ability to tolerate the environment. This is known as the diversity, because of present of different kinds of gene in a different individual's body, okay. Some individual can tolerate some stress, some individuals cannot tolerate due to genetic diversity, okay. Means our immune system is strong if we got strong gene. Our immune system will be weak if we get the weak gene. Means this is should be inherited immunity, okay. Species diversity, you look different kinds of species living in a particular area. So one by one we come genetic diversity. Genetic diversity, you look genetic variation existing within a species is called the genetic diversity. Genetic variation existing within a species is called genetic diversity. Means within a species, suppose if you go to the field, means you can look different varieties of Oryza sativa, means paddy plants are there in our country. You will be surprised. There are more than 50,000 varieties of paddy. More than 50,000 varieties of paddy are there. Okay. And you will be surprised, more than 1,000 varieties of mango are present in our country. Okay. This is due to the genetic diversity. Okay. You look, variation may be in allele level, total genes or chromosome structure, okay. Gene may be vary, okay. In allele level, you know allele is the different form of a particular gene, and chromosomal structure of different breed may be difference, okay. Then you look species diversity. Diversity at species level is called the species diversity, like that Western Ghat. Western Ghat, what is Western Ghat? You know, our India, this is our India, this is the Western Ghat near to the Arabian Sea, and Eastern Ghat, this is near to the Indian Ocean, okay. So Western Ghat have greater amphibian species diversity than the Eastern Ghat. Means I want to say in Western Ghat large varieties of amphibians are living if you compare with the Eastern Ghat, okay. You look, species diversity depends upon the number and richness of species, okay. You understood, okay. Then this is very important, species richness. Species richness means, what is species richness? In a particular area, how many different kinds of species are present, that is known as the species richness. In a particular area, how many different kinds of species are present is known as the species richness. Suppose in a particular area, if you go to the forest, if you go to the mangrove forest, there have more species richness. If you go to the desert, there have the less species richness due to the less water, okay. So you remember students, species richness means number of species per unit area, okay. Means if you go to the forest, how many species you got, you have to divide this number of species upon the area of this forest, you will get the species richness, okay. Next you look ecological diversity. Diversity at ecosystem level is called the ecological diversity. If you look our country, you can get the rainforest, you can get the mangrove forest, you can get the estuary, and you can get the floral reef. Those are the ecosystem. You know, ecosystem is known as the unit of nature where the living organisms present, also non-living things are present. They are interact with each other. This unit of nature is known as the ecosystem. So in our country, different varieties of ecosystems are there. Okay. So yes, student, our species diversity are great in our country. There have so many species. So we are, it means biologically rich country. We are living in our biologically rich country, student. Okay, so you look ecological diversity, diversity at ecosystem level is called the ecological diversity. You look desert, rainforest, mangrove, coral reef, wetland, estuary, and alpine. Those are the examples of ecosystem. They all those types of ecosystem are present in our country. Okay. Next you look, student, global species diversity. What is global species diversity? Means in this point we are talking about the diversity of our beautiful planets. That's our earth. Yes, means how many different varieties of animals are present in our beautiful earth, how many different varieties of plants are present in our earth. That is the global species diversity, means diversity of living organisms present in our earth is known as the global species diversity. So what is told IUCN? Okay, you look, student, according to the IUCN, more than 1.5 millions of species are present in our planet. Okay, so according to the IUCN, more than 1.5 millions of species are present in our planet. What is the full form of the IUCN? What is the full form? Please comment. Yes, you are right. International Union of Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. International Union of Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. Okay, but another scientist, Robert May, according to him, he estimated that about 7 million species are there. Okay, in our earth more than 7 million species or about 7 million species are present in our earth. These two data are very important. According to IUCN, 1.5 million species are there, or more than a 1.5 million species. Okay, and according to Robert May, about 7 million species are there. Okay, so you think how many species are not discovered? IUCN told 1.5 million is discovered, means Robert May estimated, assume that about 7 million species are there. So how many species are till now discovered? Okay, you think. So you look, more than 70% of species are recorded are animal. So 70% means if you count the 100 living animals and plants, among them 70 will be animals. Okay, and 22% are plants. Okay, so remaining 8%, you think remaining 8% are the fungi. Okay, you look, more than 70% of the all species recorded are animals, and plants including algae and fungi, bryophyte, gymnosperm and angiosperm, you know, they are the 22%. Okay, next you look, this data is important. Okay, every 10 animals, 7 are the insect. Okay, you think 70% are the animal, 70% of the animal. Okay, so among the animals, 70% are the insect. Okay, 70% are the arthropods. You look, 70% of the total animals are insect. Among the animals, insect making up more than 70% of the total. Means every 10 animals of this planet, 7 are the insect. Okay, हर 10 में 7 insect है. Okay, so I think understood. Total 70% animal, 22% plants, remaining 8% बाकी सारे means different kinds of protozoa, porifera, means poriferans are there, means eukaryotic unicellular organisms, बाकी सारे जो है ना, ठीक. और हर एनिमल में, मीन्स इफ यू काउंट द 10 एनिमल्स, 10 एनिमल्स में से 7 एनिमल्स क्या होंगे? इंसेक्ट. ओके, total number of fungi species in the world more than combined total species of the fishes, amphibians, reptiles and mammals. Okay, India has only, this is very very important, you have to remember, this is come in the exam. So question will come from this point, question will come different kinds of biodiversity you have to learn. Okay, question will come, means diversity, genetic diversity, species diversity, ecological diversity, and question will come from this data. Okay, means according to the IUCN, how many species are there? 1.5 millions or more than 1.5 millions. And according to the Robert May's estimation, about 7 million species are there. Okay, then question will come in this portion. Okay, India is rich biodiversity country. Okay, India, our India, yes, you are proud student, you are Indian, and maybe we are developing country, but our country is biodiversitically rich country. You think in our country only 2.4% of total area of our world. India has only 2.4% of world land area, but share 8.1% of the global species diversity. मीन्स हमारा इंडिया में केवल 2.4%, हमारा इंडिया पूरा वर्ल्ड का केवल 2.4% एरिया ऑक्यूपाई करता है. ओके, आवर इंडिया ओनली ऑक्यूपाई 2.4% एरिया. बट if you think about the species diversity, in our India have 8.1% of species of our earth. मीन्स धरती में जितना स्पेसिस है उसमें से 8.1% स्पेसिस केवल इंडिया में ही मिल जाता है. भले एरिया कम है. ओके, maybe area is less, but species diversity is more. So our India is the ecologically and genetically and biodiversitically rich country. Okay, so India is one of the 12 mega diversity country. Mega diversity country means, mega means ज़्यादा. Okay, mega means ज़्यादा, means in our India have more species diversity. Student, you look this graph. This is the graph of the invertebrate. This is the graph of the invertebrates. Okay, so you look 70% are insect, 70% of the insect. Okay, in this circle 70% area occupy the insect. Okay, and another animals group occupy only this area. And mollusca, it is the second largest phylum. You know, first largest phylum is the arthropod, second largest phylum is the mollusca, and third largest phylum is the, yes, can you give the answer? Please pause the video and give the answer. Third largest phylum is the protozoans. Okay, so you look 70% animal, others animals group only this percent, then mollusca. So how you remember this graph? You remember in that way, insect और एक क्रस्टेशियंस जो है ना, क्रस्टेशियंस भी है ना, इसमें आता है, मतलब आर्थ्रोपोडा में आता है. तो दोनों आर्थ्रोपोड के बीच मोलस्का को रख दो, दोनों आर्थ्रोपोड के बीच मोलस्का को रख दो, और उसका लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में मतलब अदर्स एनिमल्स को रख दो. ठीक, दिस इज द ट्रिक्स ऑफ द रिमेम्बरिंग. ओके, invertebrate. Then you look vertebrates. Okay, vertebrates 50% species, 50% species are the fish, 50% species are the fish, then amphibians, then reptiles, then birds, then mammals. So how you remember when you read the animal kingdom, first vertebrate में कौन आता है? फिशेस आता है. फिशेस के बाद कौन आता है? आफ्टर दैट एम्फीबियंस, एम्फीबियंस टू रेप्टाइल्स, रेप्टाइल्स के बाद आता है बर्ड्स, बर्ड्स के बाद आता है मैमल्स. सो इन सीक्वेंशियली यू रिमेंबर. ओके, फिश, एम्फीबियंस, रेप्टाइल्स, बर्ड्स एंड मैमल्स. ओके, then you look the plant species diversity, but you have to remember here question may be come in that way. 50% species are plants among the vertebrate, then सबसे ज़्यादा किसका? रेप्टाइल्स का. ओके, रेप्टाइल्स से भी ज़्यादा, रेप्टाइल्स और बर्ड्स का लगभग इक्वल परसेंटेज, देन एम्फीबियंस, और सबसे कम परसेंटेज किसका है, मैमल्स का। ओके, देन यू लुक अबाउट द प्लांट्स। ओके, प्लांट्स, this is the mosses, then fungus and algae. Left hand side, sorry, mosses, ferns and alleles and fungi, angiosperm सबसे नीचे algae and lichen. Okay, in that way you can remember। मैं फिर से फैन लेने आली के पास गया हूँ। मैं एम से मोसेस, फिर से फर्न एंड एलिल्स, फैन लेने, एफ से फंगी और ए से एंजियोस्पर्म, फैन लेने आली के पास गया हूँ, ए से एल्गी और ली से lichen. Okay, lichen, you know, this is the symbiotic association of algae and fungi. So in that way you remember, में से mosses, फिर से फर्न, फैन लेने, में फिर से फैन लेने, एफ से फंगी, ए से क्या है, एंजियोस्पर्म, फैन लेने किसके पास गया हूँ, आली के पास गया हूँ, ए से एल्गी और ली से क्या है, लाइकेन। ओके, so student, this graph representing the global species diversity, this is the global species diversity of invertebrate, this is the global species diversity of vertebrate, this is the global species diversity of plants. Then you look pattern of biodiversity. Biodiversity is not uniform throughout the world, okay, but shows uneven distribution. What is uneven distribution? Uneven distribution means in some area there have the more species diversity. If you look the Amazon forest, there have more species diversity. If you go to the polar region, there have less species diversity. Okay, means there have so many diversities of species in our earth, but this diversity, this distribution is not equal. Okay, biodiversity is affected by two factors. Okay, latitudinal gradient and species area relationship. Okay, latitudinal gradient, what is latitude? Latitude you know, means at the middle there have the equator, then 23 degree north, then 23 degree south, then 66 and a half degree north and 66 and a half degree south, those are the latitude, है ना, ठीक। latitudinal gradients I want to say, from equator, in equator region there have the Amazon rainforest. From equator, when you go towards the north and when you come towards the south, biodiversity is gradually decreased. Maybe there have some exception. Why some exception? Some exception means some area have the desert. In that desert area, obviously less species are there, but the tradition, and if you go from north towards the north, means from equator towards the pole, and if you come from equator towards the south and go towards the pole, biodiversity is decreasing. This is the main thing. You may can ask why. So I can tell, in that equator region, sunlight fall directly. When sunlight fall directly, then means productivity will be increased. Means sunlight is more, then rainfall is more. Why rainfall is more? Because vaporization is more. Means condensation is more. Means rainfall will be more. So when rainfall is more and there have the more energy, then productivity also increase. When productivity are more, then different varieties of animals are more, and biodiversity also established. And but when you go to the pole, pole, means North Pole and South Pole. When you go to the North Pole and South Pole, then you can look, there have less energy, less solar energy. Why less energy, solar energy? Because sunlight fall in that pole vertically, not vertically, it means not horizontally, ना, just तिरछा करके जाता है, so that means energy is less. Okay, so when energy is less, solar energy is less, production also less. When production also less, consumer also less. Okay, and second reason, in Amazon forest, every year there have no such kinds of disturbance, means in this Amazon forest there have no such kinds of glaciation, means every year, every December, every January, in month of this winter season, means snowfall is not occur. When snowfall occur at the month of this winter season, means under this snow or under this glaciation, all species become covered. So you think under the glaciation there have no existence of the species. So this thing occur at the polar region. So under the ocean, all species are covered during the winter season. So which species are developed during the summer season, they again will be dry. Okay, so due to that, at polar region species diversity is less, and when you go from from equator to north, and when you come from equator to south, due to the less energy, the species diversity is decreasing. I think you got the answer. If you not understood, please pause the video and comment me. I try to give the answer. Means when you go from equator to north, energy also increasing, solar light is decreasing, and when you come from equator to south, then also solar energy is decreasing. So due to that, species diversity also decreasing when you move from equator to pole. Okay, so you look, there have a example, example is, you look, example that is very important. Colombia is a country which is located near the equator, you look, in the Colombia there have 1400 species of birds. In Colombia 1400 species of birds. Okay, but you look to the New York, New York near to the pole, means New York, position of the New York is 41 degree north. Okay, not near to the pole, but towards pole. Okay, so due to location towards the pole, then there have the less energy means production also less means birds, they are the animals, they are the consumer, so number of species of birds also less. Oh yes, in New Year there have only 105 species are there. So you will surprise this example. You look, Greenland, what's the location of the Greenland? 71 degree north. Okay, means yes student, this is near to the poles really. So due to the glaciation every year in the Greenland, means the winter season, during winter season whole biosphere is covered by the glaciation, whole land is covered by the glaciation, so there have the less number of species of birds. But here you look, India, some parts of the India, means southern part of the India, means South India का कुछ पार्ट इक्वेटर के पास ही है, मतलब साउथ इंडिया का कुछ पार्ट का ऊपर से इक्वेटर गुजरता है स्टूडेंट, ये जान लो, है ना, ठीक. So India near to the equator. So in India there have 1200 species of birds. Okay, so what is learned from this example? Colombia near to the equator, so Colombia in the equator, more species diversity. India near to the equator, 1200 species diversity. New York 41 degree north, only 105 bird species, and Greenland 71 degree north, only there have the 56 bird species. Okay, from this example you understood that species diversity is decreasing when you move from equator towards the pole. I think it is understood, है ना. Okay, very good, very good. Then you look the forest. So student, you have to remember this data. This Amazon rainforest is known as the lungs of our planets. Amazon rainforest is known as the lungs of the planets. Why it is lungs of the planets? What is the functions of the lungs? Your lungs just take the carbon dioxide and give the oxygen to your body. Is it not? You comment, pause the video and comment. Yes, like that Amazon rainforest take the carbon dioxide of our planets, what is produced by the animals, and due to the combustion combustion reaction and due to the burning of the fossil fuels, which carbon dioxide is producing, this Amazon rainforest means plants of this Amazon rainforest take due to the for the photosynthesis, okay, and produce the oxygen and give the oxygen to the planets. So it is known as the lungs of the planets. Okay, you look the data of the Amazon rainforest. More than 40,000 species of plants, more than 300 species are there, and more than 1,300 birds are there, and more than 1,427 species of mammals, and same number of animals are living there. Okay, there have 378 species of reptiles, and you look 1,25,000 species of invertebrates are living in the Amazon rainforest. So you think Amazon rainforest is biodiversity rich portion of our planets, but you will be surprised today, due to the cultivation and due to the grazing land, the Amazon rainforest are decreasing day by day. Okay, previously the total area of the Amazon rainforest was 14%. Now due to the cultivation of the basically soybean, and due to the grazing land of the different kinds of prey animals like the cow, buffaloes, means they are cutting the tree and converting it into the means grazing land, means grassland. You look, dense forest giving the more oxygen, but grassland is very little grasses. How they give the equal amount of oxygen like the dense tree? Okay, it is not possible. So it is very sadful news that the area of the Amazon rainforest are cutting day by day, and our lungs become polluting due to the human activity. So what is the view about that? This 2 point you have to remember, student.